Fortnite might have accidentally leaked the release date of Chapter 3, kind of confirming the rumors that Chapter 3 is coming early and that we're going to be skipping Season 9 and Season X. I'm going to be talking about that in today's video, as well as talking about the flip side and a little bit of the teasers that Tabor Hill and myself left in my last discussion video about this topic, and giving you guys some more insight about Fortnite Chapter 3 and what we have to look forward to, as well as what I hope gets implemented into the game. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, do me a solid favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss an upload. There's going to be a lot of crazy videos happening over the next month, especially if Chapter 3 is actually happening in early December. So there is a couple support emails that have been screenshotted that people have posted on Twitter. I'm pretty sure these are actually legitimate. In this support email, an Epic Games player support employee actually ends up responding to this person saying, "Hi there, while we totally get your enthusiasm and we appreciate the passion that you give towards our game, the current chapter is here until December 5th, 2021. This support person referred to the current chapter, and he's basically saying that it's going to end on December 5th, 2021. Some people are saying that this could be a typo and that they meant the current season. Player support have been incorrect about certain things in the past, but this is definitely just another thing to add to the pile of evidence and leaks about Chapter 3 happening soon. And I don't think this is a coincidence, but it could be. If Chapter 3 is actually around the corner, let's talk about what we actually want in Chapter 3, because Chapter 2 as a map, while it had its moments, I feel like it fell a little short compared to the Chapter 1 map. And I'm assuming Chapter 3 is actually going to be a completely new map. Maybe some old POIs will make a return, like Tilted Towers has been, teased and rumored, but I do feel like we're going to get a completely new map. And something that I feel like this second map lacked was biomes. I feel like a lot of the map is very similar. It's all very green and there's a lot of flat areas, but we don't really see a lot of like the jungle biome, the ice biome, the desert biome that we saw in the old maps. I would like to see additional biomes introduced in the Chapter 3 map, and for them to really be creative in how they implement these biomes and how those biomes differ. Like maybe in certain biomes, the game works a little bit differently, or that there's like different creatures that live in certain biomes that you can only find in those biomes. I feel like it would add a lot of life to the map, which is what was severely lacking in the entirety of Chapter 2. Definitely need some new and interesting POIs. I feel like some of the old POIs that we really enjoyed, and I'm talking about the unique ones. For example, I really liked the Viking Hill, where there was like that Viking ship. I really enjoyed the volcano POI, and also the huts north of the volcano. I think some new POIs that we actually enjoy, that are unique, that actually fit the building grid. Something that I don't like is when they implement a POI and you start trying to build in there and the builds are kind of like not cooperating with the other builds. If you remember Neo Tilted or the Mega Mall, that those POIs are not very building friendly. If it's a new chapter, we need some new mechanics, and we need some game-changing mechanics that's really going to spice things up. So if you remember in Chapter 2, we got fishing and we got the ability to pick up knocked opponents. All this talk about the sliding mechanic has me extremely excited. And here's the thing why. Sliding mechanic could actually be very useful, especially for players who are not extremely sweaty and try hard. And I'll tell you why. Fortnite has building, and building is something that doesn't really exist in other games. You don't come into Fortnite and like, oh, I already know how to build because I built in this other game. But a lot of other games do have sliding mechanics. Apex Legends, Warzone, you name it. A lot of shooters have sliding mechanics built into it. So the sliding mechanic can give a unique like mobility twist to the game that other people from other games or people who like have quit Fortnite and they come back to try it will feel very comfortable using the sliding mechanic to move around the map. And I think this is, an attempt at not just speeding up the gameplay, but also making the gameplay a little bit more about movement, increasing the skill level for movement. This will allow players who can excel at moving around and juking out their opponents with elite movement to not have to always rely on their building skills, especially if their building skills are not that good yet. They can use sliding mechanics. Another thing about Fortnite is that the gunplay is not the most exciting. A lot of the guns are very simple and work in non-unique ways. Weapon attachments have been teased and leaked quite a bit, and I feel like there's a big opportunity for Fortnite to bring weapon attachments in a unique way that we haven't seen before. Attachments that really spice up the way the guns work and add special, effects and bonuses to the weapons. It would also just make it to where every match doesn't feel the same. Right now, like when I get into a game of Fortnite, a lot of the times I'm going to end up with a gold pump and a gold scar and maybe a mobility item and some minis and maybe some big pots. If you throw in weapon attachments, each game could start feeling a little bit different depending on which attachments you find and which attachments you add to your weapons. You just got to make sure the weapon attachments are not too powerful and that they're not complicated to use. But if they are implemented in a cool way that doesn't complicate the game, it could really add to the variety of each match. We've seen some small arena changes here and there, but I think the next chapter arena needs to be completely revamped and made to be more competitive and give us like some true rankings and true things to grind for, especially for the sweaty competitive players. Seen this actually with the late game arena mode. I personally have noticed that the public matches have been a little bit easier ever since late game arena has been implemented, because a lot of the more competitive focused players are playing late game arena as opposed to queuing up for like a solo pub if they don't feel like playing normal arena. So late game arena should definitely be a mode that sticks around. I think it's a very fun mode to jump into if you just feel like, practicing your mechanics and playing a little bit more of a serious, quick match. We know there's talk about a smart build mode. And this one's a little bit scary to some people, but there's leaks of a smart build mode that's going to allow people to kind of build structures a little bit quicker. I'm not sure if this is kind of for newer players or if the general, player base is actually going to be using the smart build mode. It could be just something that's in there for newer players and it's not really used by top players because it's meant to be like training wheels for building. Either ways, I'm definitely interested to see how they implement that, because I feel like the biggest skill gap in Fortnite is building, and it's good because that's what keeps the game unique and keeps people grinding to get better. But it's also one of the things that keeps people away from the game. So maybe some tools to kind of help some of the newer players catch up, or at least have somewhat of a chance, could introduce more newer players to the game or bring back older players who quit once building got way too complicated for them. I definitely want, fun new mobility items. I feel like these days we really just get rehashed old items coming back, but we haven't been getting a lot of like new interesting ways to play the game with newer items, new mobility. I definitely want map mobility. Like we had a lot of different ways to redeploy on the old map. I know now we have the launch pads spread out on those bases, which is good, but unique map mobility on the new map would be amazing. I would like to see more vehicles and more vehicle attachments, because there have been a lot of leaked car modifications that we have not gotten. I'm assuming they're waiting for chapter 3 to bring those in. More fun traps. I feel like Fortnite is struggling to make traps work. I do like the armored walls, by the way. I feel like it was a cool addition, and they don't seem too powerful, but they're also not weak. But I'd like to see more offensive focused traps. And if they do end up returning traps to the game, I would like them to be more balanced, because 150 damage was a little too much. I would like to see, more weapons added that kind of spice things up without completely taking over. An example of something taking over was like the primal shotgun. Primal shotgun, especially in the beginning of season 6, was too much. But like the combat AR, for example, I love that using that gun. It's a hard gun to use, but it is actually very rewarding when it goes well. Weapons like that, snipers making a return. Also, I'd like to see a return of the chug jug. I feel like the legendary chug jug was always a cool treat to find when you're like, 10, 20 HP. You open up a chest, you get a chug jug. I feel like not having the chug jug in game is like not having llamas or not having launch pads. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about the, the comment I made at the end of the last, kind of leak video. I said, catch you guys on the flip side. There is some meaning to that. That isn't just words put together. And I know Tabor Hill said the same thing in his video. I do want to say he also said winter is coming in his video. And I just wanted you guys to know that that is also something to read into, because winter is coming, and when chapter 3 comes out, it'll all make sense to you guys. Right now it's a little bit confusing, and I'm probably not going to go too much into it until somebody else does, because I don't want to be the one to spill the beans. Subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.